Hello, hello, hello. 222. All the masses out here. Tell me what 222 means. We just popped on right here. I expect a little trolley troll on here. He was trying me. He didn't like my words, so he had to comment about it. Stay in your lane, Chucky. Stay in your lane. He's a master. Root work. You know me, guys. I keep it real. I'm just Sarah from the hood. I do energy work. Massage therapist, energy worker. Miko, yes. Come down. Make a massage appointment. Do some yoga classes. Try out Reiki Remix. We got Reiki Remix tonight, 7:15. Tomorrow, 7:15. Got some dragon blood sage. I'm feeling it. Ooh. Note to Chucky. You can't troll me. I've been there. People just crack me up, right? He didn't like my post yesterday on root work, so he went in to tell me I was burning his neurons. He was raised by a pack of shamans, and he's better than everybody else. He just be's quiet. Well, Chucky, I'm working on my voice, so if you don't like me, hop on off here. Free world. It's a free world out here. We can do whatever the fuck we want to do, right? I see people every day doing things I don't agree with. And you know what I do? I just go right past them. If I see something that I don't like, I just get out of it, right? Some people like Chucky just have to be right? He's a truth teller and he has to be right. He spreads love all through his Facebook, so he must be love, right? I don't know, Chucky. I'm getting deep in my roots, bro. I ain't worried about all that. I wasn't raised by a pack of shamans. I was just raised in the hood by two regular ass parents. That's it. Cheers to me and you being different. I was a little rude because I can get like that. That's my truth. You know, usually in this new age, people put these titles up of what they are, right? And it's funny because I've been learning that normally it's a bunch of wordy words to say like, I'm a fucking bum and I don't work and I don't do anything. Well, guess what, Chucky? Root work, that probably pissed you off because root work is the work, right? So I don't know if your shamans taught you that or not. I'm Sarah Richardson. I like to call myself a cheerleader for the divine, right? I get messages, I tune in, I get messages, and I like to share them out simplistically, right? Because we weren't all raised by shamans. We weren't all raised meditating on the mountain. We weren't. Bless you if you were, Chucky. I give you love, man. You're one of the very few that was just raised by a pack of shamans on the top of the mountain, living your best life, right? We weren't. I'm there for those who weren't, right? So, Chucky, I'm probably not for you, and my heart is okay with that, right? Root work. I was supposed to do a video yesterday. I ended up getting real busy, and I didn't do the video. I worked a lot, and so, you know, I love me some root work, and yesterday was the 11. I love me an 11. I love numbers. I love frequencies, and I love tuning into myself, right? I don't always love it. Sometimes I hate it. Like, in fact, today, the things that I had to do, I really didn't like. We'll get into that a little bit later. That 11 to me is the mirror, right? So I don't follow anybody's book. I don't follow anybody's way, right? When I see an 11, I know that that's something telling me to look into myself, right? Just so happens my best friend who transitioned was born on an 11. That's how I learned that. Not from any kind of new age, I'm so spiritual, I'm dead shit, right? Just some regular hood shit. It was regular hood. I lost my best friend in the hood. He was born on an 11 and he was teaching me to go into myself. That's it. However you get these things, they're for you, right? So if you're on the mountain or you're in the hood, you're gonna get these messages. They don't miss us because we're in the hood and not raised by a pack of shamans. I promise you that, right? Sorry, Chucky. You know, I'm real. I'm very, very real. But I love me some root work. And why I love me some root work is because it really helps me to get into me. It really helps me to deal with these people who just come bashing up against you with this "I'm so spiritual, I'm dead" shit. It really helps me to get real in my home. It helps me to get real with my work, with my family, all of the things, right? So root work is very important. I know many people are turned off by the "I'm so spiritual, I'm dead" people. I get it. Me too. It's a yuck yuck. I have a yuck yuck taste in my mouth. So namaste, bitches. I don't do anything the way you're expecting me to do it. I'm going to guarantee you that. If you've been with me for a while, you know my style, right? If not, hang out. Check me out, right? The frequency for the root is 396 hertz. This is what I follow. This is what I do, right? So on a good old-fashioned Tuesday, I like to wake up and turn on the 396 hertz and get in. Now, if I miss it on a Tuesday, I'll hit it on a Wednesday. I'll hit it on a Friday. You can't fuck up, right? But what the 396 hertz does is it goes into that root space, and it helps to clear out the things we don't need and put the natural pure tone vibration in that space, right? And sometimes that's what we need through the programming, right? So through the programming, our energy centers have been like retuned, right? So it's like the piano that needs retuned. It's the same type deal. That's how I think of it, right? So the 396 will really help you do root work. A lot of the people that I work with, when they hear the 396 in the earphones, they don't really like it. It's kind of disruptive to their system. Guys, let me tell you, I don't always love root work. I don't always love root work. Sometimes I truly and honestly fucking hate it. Like today, right? I've had doctor's appointments that I have been pushing off since February. I was waiting for this to happen and that to happen and this to happen. True to leave, everything. And so I'm on the phone with them today and they're like, "You're just calling now?" And I'm like, yeah, I hate this, you know? So we can mess up, right? Did I mess up? Yes. I had appointments that I needed to make for myself. They were very important appointments. Doctor, your physical health, your physical body, that's root work. The so spiritual, you're dead people might not like that from me. You know, dentists, doctors, hygiene, all of those things, that's root work. And so, you know, when I look into me, when I look into my roots, where I come from, they didn't like doctor's appointments. They didn't like health scares. They didn't like making the appointments, right? So I get it, how I have that. However, I am trying to live a long, prosperous life. And we do have medical teams that help us, right? So why not use what we have, right? So everybody seems like they want to go off to this mystical, magical world, right? But we have a beautiful world right here. So why not let's just make the best of it? That's why I talk about root work. That's why I write posts that might make your neurons bust in your head like Chuck was telling me, right? Sorry, Chuck. Didn't mean to bust your neurons. Don't read it. It's simple, you know? It's root work. Take action. Ignore what you don't like. In the roots are the shadows, the secrets, the chaos. It's the foundation. For me, it's doctor's appointments, right? I do. Sometimes I want to live up here and say, "Oh yeah, I'm so healthy and everything's just so perfect." But I do have things that are coming into me. And at the same time that they're coming into me, clients are going through things, friends are going through things. I'm trying my best, right? This is kind of how root work gets. And I'm glad that I waited until today so I could really, really get vulnerable with you guys, because I think that is one of the best things that we can do as far as root work is concerned. I have people that talk to me about doing root work and teaching root work and doing workshops about root work and talking to people about root work. And if you would go look into their homes and see their homes, you would be surprised that they talk about root work. It's coming from they want to be there, but they're not there yet. And I totally get it. Today I said, "You're going to clean your car before you do this thing about root work." And I didn't, right? We're not being perfect out here, right? I try to set goals for myself. I try to meet those goals. And I try to do everything that is going on in my life, right? Today, part of my root work, I had a really, really, really important meeting for work. I woke up late because I worked super hard last night, started diving into those appointments, got super frustrated with that because it's frustrating for me, right? It's simple, it's easy. It's frustrating as fuck for me. I get off track. I miss my important work meeting. So, this is what I mean about root work. We can't fuck up, but we do fuck up when we're fucked up in our roots. I'm fucked up in my roots. We're all fucked up in our roots. I'm never going to think I'm better than you. Never. Never, never, never. Have I come a long way? Absolutely. For that, I'm thankful, right? But I still mess up in my roots today. I created my dream job. I created my dream team. They're doing all of the things that I love to do. And today I missed an important meeting because I was in my head about the things I didn't get straight yesterday. Did I mess up? Yeah. Is it like somebody died over it? No. Do I need to do better? Yes. But that's just me being real, because I've had a friend come into my life just recently and say, "Gee, Sarah, I didn't realize that you lived like this." I'm like, "What do you mean? I'm fucking real. You thought I was just sitting on a mountain all day meditating with the pack of shamans?" No, definitely not. So he explained to me that I make everything seem so easy. And I don't know, I try my best to share the hard times the best way I can, right? I came from a place of, I didn't really see any point in bitching about what I was going through because I know everybody's going through things, right? Then I learned that I don't really speak a lot about a lot of things. I'm an internalizer, right? And so now I'm trying to learn how to communicate. The divine has been pushing and pushing me to do these things that I don't know and I don't understand, and I wasn't raised this way. And it's really weird in the hood, all the things that I do, right? So I'm just like trying my best to take every day as it comes, to take every moment as it comes. I'm trying to be still from a hustle mentality. I was born with a very hustle mentality. And so now I have all these balls going at the same exact time. And then one thing comes in that I have a hard time with, and I drop all the balls, right? I do that. I do that just like you. I don't think I'm better than you. I'm not the master of anything at all. I've learned a lot of really cool shit, but I'm not the fucking master. And really, none of us are out here. So if you have someone in your life and they're telling you that they're the master of this, really peep game. Like really, really observe them, right? Because like I said, you have people teaching root work and their houses and their roots are a mess. Their bills and their finances are a mess. Their foundation is a mess. But because they got a little bit of information and they're good at what they say, they come out and teach it and they charge you money. But see, I'm big on energy transference, right? And so a lot of times when I feel really off, I don't even want to work on people because I don't want to transfer that. I don't feel like I'm my best self, right? I don't feel like I feel like the energy I'm going to give you might not be the best, right? So a big part of my work is getting inside myself, grounding in, rooting in, getting into my roots, figuring it out so I can feel good whenever I have that energy transference between people. I touch people all day for a living. That's what I do. I'm a licensed massage therapist. I have a house. I have a car. I'm rooted. I have a foundation. I take care of it. I make sure. Do I let it go sometimes? Yeah. I'm not as controlling as I used to be over myself. That's root work, right? But a lot of these people are out here and they have all the right words and they have all the right Facebook posts, right? But they're not really doing root work, right? And that's sad to me. And that's why I want to talk about it in a way that it's just normal, right? So like, I hate calling doctor's offices. I hate when something bad comes up in my health. I had to deal with that today. I had to do it. That's the root. That's the root work. That's your physical hips, right? So I'm going through things with my physical hips. I've been trying to work through it, work it out, stretch it out, do it up, magnesium it up, right? It's there. My blood. So like your blood is your root. That's another thing I'm going through. Anemia, right? So I had to call the fucking doctors about anemia. I've been trying to eat meat and like get myself recalibrated. So when I go back in there, they're like, "You're good." Do I know if it's working? No. Do I want to be around for my baby? Fuck yes, right? Root work. My dad, my hip, my right hip. My dad, I met my dad when I was 20. Now he is going through pancreatic cancer. It hurts my fucking feelings. Do I want to deal with it? No. Do I need to? Yes. It's root work, right? Is it all for the bad? No. Because when you sit with your root, you see. Today I wrote my dad a really big long letter for Father's Day. He missed that part of me. I used to do that all the time, right? And so I just wrote him a big long letter, and I explained to him a lot of the things that I sat with after our visit together. And I thanked him because him coming into my life and telling me what he told me opened my heart up for my daughter and her dad and their relationship, right? So the ones that know me know my daughter's gone 2 months. She's with her dad, right? It's very hard for a mom, right? So all the moms out there that have to share their babies, I send you so much love, right? Dig into you and dig into why it's hard for you, because I'm telling you, man, when you dig into the shadows and the secrets of you, you find gems. I found gems today going inside of myself. I messed up the meeting. I hate the fucking doctor's appointments. I kept going in and I found gems. Root work is what keeps me excited, right? Can I possibly do everything at the same time? No. Yeah, Stephanie, it's a lot. It's a lot. So when I say about root work, is your toilet clean, clean out your fridge, it's not being rude, right? It's just a lot. And we constantly have to keep up with everything, right? It's up to us to do the root work, right? So I can say it all day. People can say it all day. It's the action space. I had to sit down today and call the doctor's offices. I had to sit down today and write the letter. I had to sit and clean my house. I had to go to the bank. I had to pay the bills, right? I had to do all of those things. I could sit on a mountain with a pack of shamans and, run off free energy and free food, but I don't have that. I'm glad you do, Chucky. I've been doing root work. I give you so much love, Steph. The root work is really tough. And so anybody that's doing it, I fucking love you. So when people get on here and tell me how real they are, tell me that shit. Don't sit on your fucking high horse and come up in here telling me I'm burning your neurons because you're reading something that you had a choice not to read, right? Tell me what you're really doing. Tell me what's hard for you. Let's bust this shit open. All those wordy words, they don't mean shit to me. They don't mean shit to me. And now I'm starting to be able to see through the words of these masters. These people that say that they're masters, they're fucked up, man. They need to work on their roots. I love you, because we're all fucked up. Life is ever changing. It's ever changing. It's constantly changing. Today when I sat down with my root work, I went back 17 years to when I met Dr. Bazone. Who I was then to who I am now, and who I was the whole entire way through of becoming aware of my own root. I wasn't even aware of it. So if there are people out here that aren't aware of it, I send you fucking love. And this is why I try to break it down in like regular words. So the people that don't know about it can hear about it. I didn't know about it. It just so happened that what I was going through and who I knew linked me up with someone really special that sent me straight into myself. Thank you, Doc. The Tibetan Buddhists have given me a lot. Bless your heart. I didn't have any of them. And I'm glad that you do, right? I had Dr. Bazone, and I'm glad I have him. I'm super glad, right? I still have him today, and my heart is so thankful. And that went into my root work, right? Sometimes we have really long stints of sameness in this ever-changing world, right? So we have just like True Leaving. Like we had this really long school year of sameness, right? Everything was the same. We woke up, we went to school, we did an activity, we went to the studio, we came home, we ate dinner, we went to sleep, and boom, next day same, right? It's all about love. Well, you know me, girl. I'm all about love. But then sometimes in those long stints of sameness, we have a change, right? And so that can seem very abrupt. like True just left to go with her dad for 2 months. It's a very abrupt change in my long stint of sameness, right? So am I okay? Yes. Do I have a whole entire crew around me that I just love and they just fire me up just because they're real? They're real and they're them. They're not sitting on any kind of high horse talking down to people. They're just real. They're doing root work. They're getting into their real life and what they need to be at, right? I appreciate the real. So the real to me is in the root. So when you can tell your roots to me, when we can talk about that kind of stuff together, I'm about that life, right? I mean, I could sit there and tell you that I was raised by a man who had $1 million company. I had everything I needed my whole entire life. I never went without anything. That's fake. I mean, it's real, right? It's real. That's really my life, right? We had a great big house, 5 bathrooms, 5 bedrooms, right? But the roots, the secrets, the shadows of that, they go deep, right? So, I mean, it's all about like your perspective on everything, right? Growing up with a lot of money, with people with a lot of money, made me very angry towards people with money. That's the roots of me. I hated people with money. I thought they were cocky bitches. Just like Chucky the Master that came on telling me I was frying out his neurons. Same, right? But now lately I've been meeting a lot of people with money who are real, who do root work, who use the money for real shit that is important to their root, right? So yeah, have you ever had something, stay the same so long and then all of a sudden it boom, it changes, right? That's root work. And we don't always expect it. And it just comes to our porch, right? Like my accident last year. I'm the healthiest that I've ever been. I'm doing the best that I've ever been. True was just with her dad. I went through all of that root work, through all of that time. The day she gets home, I crash. I was supposed to get married. I banged my face off the thing. My whole face was swollen. Banged my hip, right? I had no concussion. I had no idea what even just happened to me. I love you, girl. That's how root work comes in sometimes. It doesn't come in like, hey, young massa, sitting up in the meditation in the mountain, here's a project. No, it comes in, you're doing regular everyday life, and then boom, are you ready to handle what came to your porch? At least that's how it comes in the hood. I don't know. I mean, I don't know about everybody. Stephanie, when things come in for your root, does it come in quick and unexpected, or do you get like a certified letter that it comes? For me, it comes in very fast and unexpected. I don't know if maybe I'm avoiding certain things for a long time, and that's why it comes in, probably, right? But that's the roots. That's getting to you. It's me. It's me and me on my planet. It's me and me and my roots. When I'm off in my roots and I hurt other people, the only person that has to deal with that is me. When I missed the meeting today with my best work team ever, the only person that had to feel dumb was me. I felt dumb. They were fine. They did the meeting. I felt dumb, right? So these roots, these shadows, they'll make you feel dumb. Calling these doctors, they're like, weren't you supposed to call me in January? Yeah, and I'm calling you right now. I felt dumb, right? I hate you guys, but I'm really thankful for you, right? I mean, like, this is where I get real, right? And this is the place that I'm noticing that it's very hard for people, even the realists, right? Like, I've met some of the realists online, and they can't get real. They can't get real. And it's sad for me, right? Because they're sitting up on this high horse, and they're the master of all these things. Can't drive a car. House is super dirty. But they're making a fucking killing off of us out here, right? Why do they do it? Because we let them? Why do we do it? Because we don't do root work and we think someone's going to come in and save us? That's it. I don't save anybody. I'm just trying to help people get through the way that people help me get through. I think people really do need other people. I'm thankful for the people that I have in my life, like big, huge. So like when people talk about the love in their hearts and things like that, when I can't get it right and when I'm off in my roots, and I don't know what to do, I give super big love for the people that are in my life right now that help me to work through these things, that help me to get realer, that help me to be a better communicator, that help me to get on track more with my business. You know, I've been a mess in business, right? I teamed up with someone that's great at it. I don't have time to fuck around, right? Because she's on it. Hello, love. So she's on me, and I love that about her because I want this and I want to do better. Like, the truth is, I'm not very good at it. I'm very airheady, right? And so I need to ground in so I can actually take action on the things that I want to do in my business, in my home, in my life, in my world, right? You know, root work sometimes feels like an internal earthquake, right? It's like you're sitting here and you have everything together, and then all of a sudden everything's just rumbling, right? It's an energetic internal earthquake. The outside and the inside. The 11 to me is, you know, and I tell people this a lot and they get very angry with me, right? So if you're going through something on the outside of you, it's inside of you, right? If you're seeing something on the outside of you, something about Chuck the Master is inside of me, right? That 11 always lets me know, even when I kick them in the neck energetically, like, back the fuck up, right? I had 2 things today, right? And they're hitting in my money. I had a guy that's been telling me he wants to come get a massage. Now all of a sudden he's pouring out all his love for me. Blocked. Find another massage therapist, brother, right? That's from doing root work, because that comes in a lot with my work. I don't do my work for dates. I'm not even really into that shit, right? I do my work because it's my passion. So, you know, that's another thing that came in today. It all comes in around the same time, right? But it's that outside, inside, inside, outside. What is going on outside of you is showing you inside of you. Like, I've been so busy, and I'm busy inside of me. I'm so busy avoiding things, right? So a lot of times, energetically, we can be very busy avoiding ourselves. That's root work. That takes root work. That takes root work to really be like, you know what? It's not them, and them. It's me. I am responsible for my own life. I am responsible for my own doctor's appointments. I am responsible for my own blood work. I am responsible for my bills, my home, my everything, right? That 11, I love me an 11. And I hope whenever anybody thinks of an 11, you can think of it like that. I hope whenever something is going on in your life outside of you that's pissing you off, that 11 somehow just magically pops up. So you can be like, you know what? This is in me. I need to nurture that in me so I can release it, so I never have to deal with that again, right? And then you'll get a test that wants to know, like, did you make it? Get it how you live, guys. You know me. I'm a get it how you live type of person. If what I say to you doesn't make any sense or doesn't resonate, do what you do. I'm just trying to help the people that are looking for these things, right? Energy work, Reiki, root work, shadow work, womb work. All that stuff seems to be coming up for a lot of people here local for me, which I'm so thankful, right? But I also know that they're in a very place, right? Because root work is triggering. You get triggered. Just like Chucky the Master just triggered me. That's how triggers come in. They just irritate you, right? And what do you need to do? Sit down, take that to your inner child. Did I do that yet? No. It's all right. Just get it. Just get what the outside is trying to show you on the inside, right? And the only way you can get that is by going inside. I love all of you because you're reflections of me. Just the other day, I took a morning yoga class. She was playing a song, and I sat there. I haven't been able to cry, right? And I sat there and cried in yoga because of the song, right? So songs help me. I listened to that track for every day on blast. Every day, growing my baby. Every day, going to massage school, working 2 jobs, super hard on myself, right? And now, just Monday or whatever day, Tuesday, she plays it. And like it touched an emotion inside of me that reminded me of why I'm doing this. What the feeling that I used to get then, right? What that music did for me then. I just messaged her today and said, thanks, girl. That was so much more than yoga. Like, I needed that music back in my life, right? A lot of these names and stuff, I can't remember all of those things, right? And so I just need a friend that listens to the same thing. I hear the thing and I'm like, oh my gosh, that used to be my shit. What's their name? I don't know. I just like their vibe, right? Fears, shadows, they come in super fast on a day like yesterday, today, right? Monday, all the time, right? So whatever day your fear comes in, it's for you. And just know, it's very normal for them to feel like they're coming in super fast and very abrupt. And so what happens a lot with that is you get fast reactions. Like, I just gave Chucky a pretty fast reaction, right? Could I have sat on that for a little bit? Yes. But I didn't feel like it. I already had the guy being weird about scheduling a massage, told him to go to somebody else. Then I have this fucking master sitting on the hill raised by a pack of shamans. I just don't feel like hearing about that shit all the time. You know, I'm just regular shit. If I can't talk in regular words, I don't even want it. I don't want to hear it. It's bullshit to me. It's bullshitty. All the wordy words, all the Facebook posts of like, I'm so spiritual, I'm dead. They're dumb to me. It's dumb to me. I've never wanted to give off that type of reflection to anybody. That's why I just try to be as real as I can. And then in learning that, you know, that's my job here, is to break down all this energetic, spiritual, all this, and just regular, for people regular in the hood. We can all do this. You don't need any kind of special upbringing. You know, the roots are, we all have roots. We all have roots from our mother, and we all have roots from our father. So, you know, I posted that thing today. My whole life I've been going through a lot with my father, right? I try to share as much as I can. I'll tell you what, man, you know, that hip, that right hip, having that seat buckle go through my right hip has really been like, okay, I feel you. I feel you every day. I feel you when I sleep. I ordered a new bed that massages me because sometimes it hurts so bad, right? I'm okay, but it's still digging at me, so I still have to get deeper. And it's spiritual, it's mental, it's physical, it's all of the things, right? So it's never just the accident in the hip for the hip, right? There's always such a deep spiritual meaning. Like I said, I got on here at 222. There's a reason for that 222, right? There's a reason for every single person that comes on here. There's a reason for every single person that we interact with, right? Everything has a spiritual meaning, a physical meaning, a mental meaning, an emotional meaning, and it's all trying to get us into ourselves. And I know that's hard for a lot of you, and so that's why I try to talk about it. Send love to you when you're going through it. You know, give you a little encouragement when you're in the root, right? Root work is sitting with things, right? So if something comes in and it makes you feel fucked up in any way, we have to learn how to sit with it, right? Like, really sit with it. You know, I used to be the type of person that something would come in and I would call a friend that I knew would co-sign my loan, right? So, you know, this guy comes on my Facebook page and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And they'd be like, oh, yeah, you know, he's one of those, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm learning not to do that so much, right? I'm learning to really sit with the things that get on my fucking nerves and figure out why they get on my nerves. And how do I do that, right? Our inner child is running our life. I've learned that. In the last 7 years, I've really, really learned that. And so, you know, a lot of the root work is sitting with the feelings, right? Not running from the feelings because they feel uncomfortable, sitting with them. This whole past 5 months or whatever, I've been running from doctor's appointments because they feel uncomfortable. Only for what? To have to come and make them anyways, and then feel dumb that I didn't make them sooner and have a million excuses in the world of why I didn't. Root work seems dumb sometimes. We judge ourselves a lot. And I'm sharing that with you because I judge myself a lot. I'm sharing the doctor's appointments with you. I'm sharing the accident with you because a lot of times in doing my root work, it seems so dumb. In doing inner child work, it seems so dumb. But it's so real, right? It's such real work. energy work is real work. And so root work, inner child work, all of that kind of work, it's energy work. It's whenever you go in and you nurture your energy, right? It's not just you that feels bad, the energy feels bad. And in learning what I learned about energy, you know, energy that sits in an energy center for too long in a bad place creates disease, right? So this is why I go hard for it. You know, my dad has pancreatic cancer. Pancreatic cancer is from sitting that in your belly, acting like you're all right when you don't feel all right. It makes me cry because I can resonate with that. I am that way. I never knew him my whole entire life, and I'm that way. My mom is that way. Is it because they're fucked up? No. It's just because it's in their roots. And then they give it to their kids. And so then we're all kind of that way. And so we're all trying to navigate this. So everyone's like, oh, if you can be anything, be kind, do all of this. If you can do anything out here, get into your root. Learn about your inner child and how your inner child is running the subconscious mind. Learn about that. You know, this Chucky that came on my thing, he said he's a psychologist. So why are you trying to piss people off? You know, I'm finally opening myself back up to go to a psychologist and talk out some things and learn some ways to cope with this new me that's here, right? But then someone like that kind of is like, not sure, man, right? If you're a psychologist, why are you on the internet at 1 o'clock bashing people up? For what? Is that how you treat your patients? Just wondering. I don't know. I'm real. I mean, he's real, I'm real, but each person's reality is their own. That's what I know about energy work, right? You know, guys, it takes a lot of guts to reach out to your friends about your root work, right? So thank you to all the people that reach out to me and we talk about root work. I love you all and you keep me going, right? It takes big, massive guts, right? It takes, you know, taking action even though your feelings feel like, oh, let's just tuck this and hide this secret, right? It takes a huge vulnerability to open up and tell somebody else about your secrets, right? Because as a lot of you know, in this world, you tell somebody your secrets and they go whisper and tell somebody else and whisper and tell somebody else. And that's why I fell in love with the truth. Because when you are always telling the truth, you don't have to keep up with any lies. I can't keep up with lies. So I have to be honest all the damn time. So yeah, you know, when you reach out and you call a friend, that does take guts. But it's also root work, mirror work, inner child work too, right? Because it's all you. So a lot of times I used to call a friend who would co-sign my bullshit, who wouldn't hold me accountable for my own self, right? And that would make me feel better temporarily until that thing came back up again. It'd make me feel like it had my back temporarily until that thing came back up again. The things that are trying to get our attention in our roots, they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. They're just going to keep coming up when they get the moment to show you that it's mirror work. You have to work inside of yourself. It's all you. It's all you. Everybody on Facebook, everybody in your neighborhood, everybody at your work, they're all just little fragments of us, showing us all the time. When you think about that, do you look at it like it's dope? Or do you look at it like, ugh? Well, that's all right. There are no mistakes. Go in there, get at it, clean up your foundation, fix it up, right? It's all you. The situations that come up are you. The roots that you have are you. The fears that you have are you. The love inside of you, it's you, right? I wasn't ready for all that. I wasn't ready for all that. When I started doing all this work, I didn't even know. You know, who we call when we're going through a hard time is a direct reflection of us, right? So now, lately, I'm super proud of myself because I've been calling people that are a little bit stronger, that hold me accountable, that don't always pat me on the back and help me burp. They're like, no, bitch, get out there, roll around, stretch yourself out, burp it. You know, usually what happens when we call somebody about our fears is our fear energy will spark their fear energy, and now you got this fireball, right? Of fear. Now they're left with their fears, you're in your fears, and you don't even realize it, right? Nobody realizes it. I'm learning it being an energy worker. Some people come in and tell me their fears, and they're also fears of mine. And so when it comes up like that, I'm like, okay, like we definitely got to hit this girl. You know, other people's opinions normally are coming from their fear space too, if they haven't done any kind of root work. You know, people that do root work, we don't wear stamps on our foreheads that say we do root work. We just live our lives. We don't post it on the front page of our Facebook like I'm a root work massa, because we don't feel like that. We just do it. We plug away at our everyday. We do the best that we can every day, and we take a lot of action in our lives, right? So if you're taking action in your life for things that are going on, bad things that come up, know you're doing root work. You're doing root work, right? You know, a lot of where I'm at right now is asking people, you know, hey, this is happening in my life. Can you help me? Can you help me learn how to navigate this? Because when you're coming from old patterns and programs and you want a fresh start, you have to learn from somebody who does it different, right? So it's a real vulnerable moment. Like, hey, I know I appear like I have all my shit together. However, this right here, hard for me. Can you help me? It's vulnerability. You know, there's a lot of being vulnerable, doing it, being vulnerable in your life, to say to somebody who does something better than you, hey, you look like you do this better than me. I need help. You know, so check yourself. Like when you're going through something, do you go to a safe space like that blankie, or do you go somewhere real where they're gonna hold you accountable? You know, now I'm starting to see the difference in me. I used to try to be that safe space for everybody. Oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And then we would talk about it, but they wouldn't get real. So now I'm just real, right? So I had a girlfriend message me yesterday. I fucked everything up. And I said, you can't. You can't ever. I'm not really the safe baby blankie, right? But I'm the realist that says, like, listen, you fucked up. Let's dig in there and let's take some action. Let's do little bits to get you back feeling yourself, right? The safe space is babying your tantrums, right? So the triggers are the inner child tantrums. When you have an inner child tantrum, you know, when something's going on and you're a little kid and you just want your parents to help you navigate it, right? A lot of our parents didn't even know how to navigate it because they didn't know how to navigate theirs. Give them love, man. Give them a little fucking grace, right? But that safe space is like that. Be kind, you know, to everybody. And, well, you know, that doesn't really get you anywhere, right? Root work is real. So when you come at me about a trigger, please don't be surprised if I don't try to get you to look in at your inner child, right? Because whatever's happening outside, when you follow that down and you learn to connect with your inner child in your imagination, you learn a lot. And so I know that that's not always what people want to hear when they reach out looking for a safe space. But I also know that that's the only thing that's really going to change this pattern that keeps coming and hitting them and hitting them and hitting them and hitting them and triggering and hurting, right? So as much as I want to be that safe space, sometimes I have to be super real and say, you got to really go in. You got to really do the root work, because I think of inner child work as root work. That's what I think of it as. I know it's in the sacral chakra. I know it has a lot to do with the womb space, the energy in there. However, it's deep in the roots. You know, the things that we went through as children, they came because of our parents' roots, right? And so our parents' roots are in us. And so maybe they're the secrets that we never heard of before, and like we're playing out these weird ticks in our lives right now. That's in the roots. So a lot of times you'll hear me talk about root work and inner child work as very interchangeable things. You know, doing inner child work, it doesn't seem real, right? Because it's in your imagination. You close your eyes and you connect inside. That doesn't seem real because that's not what everyone's been doing, but it is real. When you really do connect with them and then you really do see them where they are and for who they are, then you learn that that's very real and very active inside of you. When you learn to build that relationship with your inner child and nurture that inner child, and then you get relief in the real world, then you'll see what I'm saying, right? I'm not the master of it. I'm just working it. I'm just experimenting with it, with everything that comes up in my life, everything that comes up with my people, right? And it works. They have these really big cries, and it works. Root work is real, and I don't often baby people. I don't baby my baby, and I don't baby adults. I'm real. I don't really baby myself. As I learn to nurture myself, I'm getting better at nurturing people, but I still don't baby people. I will never baby inner child bitch fit. I will never co-sign or stamp your inner child bitch fit. I will always revert you back into yourself. I'll try to help you if I can. I know it's very weird to navigate if you're not used to using your imagination. Today the energy's in the third eye. It's very imagination type stuff, right? And so that's a safe place to be in your imagination. Most people like it there better than the lower energy centers because it's safer. It feels safer. It's not as real, right? You know, I still haven't hit like a Mecca, right? So how all these people are like the master, they're sitting up on top of the mountain and they have it all figured out. I haven't reached that, right? And it's been 17, 18 years that I've been learning about me, my energy body, my way, taking classes, doing all kind of things, right? And so, I had to practice a lot of patience along the way because I experienced this massive knee healing. And then, there was still more and more and more, where at that time I thought that was like all I had in going on. Root work is so many things. It's breathing, it's action things, right? Cleaning, organizing, doctor's appointments, clearing things out, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, actually doing the work. The root work is actually doing it, not just talking about it, not just posting it online, you know, like doing it, being real about it. Like, yeah, do I eat raw? Yeah. But do I fuck up in my food? Hell yeah, right? Do I eat things that aren't always good for me? Yes. Am I drinking black cold coffee right now? Absolutely, right? I don't think that we're on this earth to be like unflawed. I believe that we're on this earth to sift and sort through our flaws, see what we can fix, see what we can't fix, right? Root work is not just thinking and dreaming about it, right? So I hear a lot of people talk about all these things that they're going to do, just like I was going to make my doctor's appointments, right? I didn't, when I thought about them, I wasn't doing them. When I actually called the number, that's when I did it, right? Root work is messy. It's real work. It's the real messy, pull it all out, see all the secrets, and some of us can only take a little bit at a time. I get it. There's a lot in my roots. I'm sure there's a lot in yours too. And I can only handle a little bit at a time. I don't really put on for people. I don't. I have a lot of high energy. I do hustle very hard and I fall off. I don't put on. I don't claim to be so spiritual that I'm dead. I'm never going to be that person. I'm real life, right? The things I do are real life. The healing that I experience is real life. The things that I go through, the things that I work out, the things that make me cry, they're real. One thing that I have learned is we need to have a deep inward focus. We need to not worry about the outside as much as we worry about the inside, right? So if you're worried about things on the outside, the news, the politics, the government, all of that stuff, if you would spend half that energy on the inside, you'd feel better. I don't know. I was doing root work before it had a name, and I didn't even know. I didn't know. It was just like the things that scare the shit out of me, I'm just kind of pulling them close to me. And it's not a physical thing, right? It's not like, oh, hey, sexual abuse, come over here and live at my house, right? No. It's like, okay, let's get real. I was sexually abused. That affected my intimacy however many times, right? It made me feel embarrassed. It's a secret that I carry. Nobody really knew about it, right? It's an energetic pulling it up next to you. It's not a physical thing, right? I refer to the things in the roots as the doo-doo. That's my word that I made up because that's where I'm from, right? Getting into your own doo-doo is root work. Facing it as you can, as you notice, that's root work, and that's real. You know, I've worked with coaches and things like that who have been like, oh my gosh, like, you didn't hit that yet? Like, no. I just deal with things as they come to me, and they'd be like, what? Well, that's how you have to deal with root work. In inner child work, you can't try to just like muster up a funk. It has to come to your porch, right? I'm not wordy. I'm not a wordy word girl. I'm a feeler. And that's real. I thought for a long time in my life, you know, I was really focused on trying to communicate, trying to talk about things. I didn't say a lot, and then I said too much. I've talked about this a lot. I'm learning that it is my communication of putting what I feel into words, right? I'm learning that, you know, not everybody is a feeler. So when I'm feeling intense and I'm like, oh my gosh, you don't feel that I feel intense? And they're like, no, that might not be their gift, right? So I'm learning that communication is going to get me the long way, right? I'm seeing in my root work that my mom wasn't always the best communicator. Like, she poured love out on us, but like when it came to communicating things, I'm very much like her. That's the frequency that I jumped on. That's the pattern that I was in, and that's what I'm working on. Does it mean my mom fucked up? No, it just means I want to communicate different, right? More clear. Being real about that, I'm like, look, girl, you got to start hanging out with people that are classy communicators because you don't have it, right? I want to be able to communicate with my daughter. I want her to be able to communicate back with me. She's only 9, and I can already see that my like frantic communication is in her already, right? So, you know, if anything is like the thing that makes you want to do root work, I don't know, man, let it be your kids, right? I have to get really real on how I talk to others, right? And I had to really realize that how I talk to others is nicer than I usually talk to myself. So even when I'm being mean to somebody, just know that isn't the meanest that it gets, right? I'm harder on my own self. And then I had to learn how to catch myself through those times. You know, really focus on how I talk outside to people and how I talk inside to myself. And does that mirror, or is that different? Is it off, right? In all scenarios, right? Because I have certain things that I'm a really good communicator about. And then I have certain things that I'm not really that great about. And like the things that you're not really that great about, that's what you want to nurture, right? The things that are good, yeah, give thanks. You know, I do a little thank you sandwich. So like when I'm working on root work, I like to like give thanks for something, blurt out what I'm working on, and then give thanks to try to help myself. I don't know. You know, the thank you sandwich. If you need it, use it. You know, I started to learn how real the energy is that ripples from my words, whether they're internal or external words, right? Whether I'm saying them to myself or I'm saying them to others, there's a real ripple from that. You know, we do create our lives with our words. Our words is our bond. You know, that's why today I felt so disappointed in myself, because I'm like, yes, I'll be there, and I wasn't, right? Our word is our bond. People need people that they can trust, right? The reason why I'm here where I'm at is because I can trust them, and I want them to trust me and feel the same way about me, right? So I have to up my game a little bit, right? the better we feel, the easier it is to say good words, right? And kind words, inspiring words, right? But then what happens when we're triggered? What happens when we don't feel so great, right? What are the words that you say to you then, right? So like, yeah, when you're good, you might say good, kind words, right? But what happens when you're not so good? What happens when the secrets are coming to your porch, the triggers are coming and landing right on your lap, right? It's easy to say bad, unkind words, degrading, right? It's easy to spew a bunch of hate and things like that. Root work is at catching yourself in that moment. Is it really, like, okay, I'm about to be mean. Let me grab that. Kindness isn't really being mean is not really who I am, right? And so I know when something pushes me there, it's something inside of me that I got to work on. We learn how to deal with our roots from a vibrational program, right? So my hustle is roots. It came from a vibrational program. As I watched my stepdad work and work and work, I was programmed to become a hustler, right? Root work is responding versus reacting, right? And I know you guys hear this a lot in the spiritual communities, right? And what that is like today I reacted to Chucky, right? What I really want to do and what I'll do when I get off here is I'm going to go in and I'm going to sit with that. I'm going to take that down into my inner child. I'm going to get real about it. It irritated the fuck out of me. I hate these damn trolls online, right? I've worked through this for a lot of years with you guys. Cheers to the trolls. I mean, commenting on your stuff, spreading the word, talking shit, it all helps. It doesn't always feel like help though, right? We're all learning. Even the master's got some things to learn about. Even Chucky, raised by a pack of shamans, he has to learn that when he sees something on Facebook that he doesn't like, to just keep going. Don't try to blah his way all over us, right? So, some people are way better at responding versus reacting, right? Some people are way better at that than me. And those are the people that I'm trying to be around, right? Because I don't want to react. I want to respond. I don't want to, when you react, you're giving all your emotions and everything. And so everything gets real mixy, right? When you can respond from a solid foundation, it's a lot better. Even the trickiest conversations that I've had to have, when I get out of my emotions and into my root, they're delivered much better. It's like very matter-of-factly, this is what it is. You don't have to have a reason or an explanation or anything like that. Just it is what it is, right? I still fall off sometimes, guys, but root work is I keep getting back on. I do not give up on myself. I keep taking action in myself. Root work is doing it, becoming aware of it, being dedicated to yourself, trying your best. I'm trying my best to navigate my words. I'm trying my best to handle all the things. I'm trying my best to clean up my root. I'm trying my best to be that good energy transference, right? I'm constantly just trying my best, right? And that's all you can do with root work. Root work is just trying your best. Like, we're just all trying our best, and that's it. We're trying our best to get real with ourselves through the triggers, nurture those things, and it's fucking difficult. Hello, Brian. I'm trying my best to work on my ripples to the universe, right? So, my self-talk is a big thing in my root work, right? Because before I was terrible self-talker. I tell you guys all the time, I used to think the worst, so when it came, I was ready and prepared. Well, guess what kept happening? The worst. The worst, right? And I couldn't really get myself up into this magical place that we create our lives with our thoughts and our feelings and our words, right? I didn't realize it was all me and my responsibility. So yeah, I want to be kind and nice and loving, but also real at the same time, right? And that's been my journey, right? So like, I'm quick to kick you in the neck energetically if you come for my face, right? But you know, I sit on it, I come back sometimes, I apologize, right? My ripples to the universe, what I leave here in the universe, you know, what my baby thinks back on me and thinks about, like, that's huge to me. The people that I meet and interact with, you know, how my words affect them and what they leave them with, that's huge to me. And sometimes in this busy, chaotic life, we don't always think about that. We're not always aware of that at that moment, right? So when I say that we can't fuck it up, that's only because you can fuck it up, right? But it's nothing that you can't fix. You might feel a little dumb when you call 7 months later to make a really important doctor's appointment. You'll get through it. You know, 90% of my work is feeling dumb. You know, people think that I think I'm this master. No. Sometimes I feel like a pure fucking idiot out here, right? But it's gotten me really, really far. And so, you know, when you get into the shadows and when you get into the secrets, when you get into the chaos, a lot of it feels really just silly and dumb, but it's important. Because if it's coming to you, if it's dropping on your lap, it's for you. You know, sometimes root work, it feels so chaotic out of nowhere, but it's in you for real. Because if it wasn't in you, it wouldn't come to you. You know, the things that I've cleared up, they don't even come around me anymore. And that's how I know. And that's how I tell you these things. Not because I read it from some book and it seemed cool and I wanted to sit on my mountain with my pack of shamans, right? It's because I'm being real and I'm just coming out to you guys, just being as real as I can, that we can all do this. You know, root work is a lot about ancestral things. For a long time, I thought I couldn't do it because I didn't know my dad, right? Even getting to know him, I really didn't know him, right? You don't need to know any one side. You know, your roots are exposing themselves to you in the now moment. So like, okay, if you didn't get to meet your dad or your mom or your grandma, I send you a lot of love, right? Because that's rough. But you've got to get into the roots about it. And I think you'd be really surprised at what comes up. If it comes to you, it's in you. It's for you. It's with you. And it's up to you. And I know that now. The best part about all of this is that you can't fuck up. Like I said, it's just up to you to do it or don't, right? It's up to you to do it or ignore it. Either way, are you wrong? No, because I've ignored a lot of really important things in my life. And then when you're ready, you just do it. And that's just how it works, right? You know, I like to call myself messy organized, right? I focus on one energy center a day. Today's the third eye for me. I love how third eye and sacral chakra come on both days of Reiki Remix because doing my work in turn heals me too, right? I like to feel into that energy center, right? And so, yeah, is everything a mess and everything chaotic? Yeah. But when you just break it down like this, it makes it simple. And this is just the way that I've been doing it, right? So today, I take some time to really tune into my third eye, right? Get in there, right? 852 hertz. Get into my imagination. Sometimes in doing so much root work, it's very hard to get imaginative, you know? Like, it's like, shit, everything's so real. Like, how do I dream up this magical dream that I want to get to? I get you, right? I give that energy center love, right? So if I'm not really having a good imaginative day, I give myself love for that. If my imagination is like firing off, I give myself love for that, right? You have to be real with where you are now, right? Nurture that, inspire that, you know, try to, if I have questions or things that I want to learn, ask them. You know, I do it like it's my child, right? I dig into these energy centers like they're my children. Because like each one of them is a very important part of us, right? It's like we're all these different pieces too. And so, you know, we talk about children, and then the roots take you into your inner child work. what we connect to in that space depends on the energy in the earth, right? So inner child work on a day like today, if you're doing inner child work, it's really easy to get into your imagination. Wednesdays are a really easy day to connect to your inner child. Most of the other days it's really hard. A Wednesday, the earth is in her third eye, and so that helps us. That, and so learning how to align my energy with the earth's energy. Guys, I'm a dork. I am a dork as hell, right? I sit with this notebook and I learn all this stuff, and then I started to learn when I wake up, I feel a focus energy, like an energy center to focus on. And as I wrote that for years and years, then I ran across the Mayan calendar. The Mayan calendar goes off of the way that I wrote. And so when I teach you that, Monday is the crown, Tuesday is the root, Wednesday is the third eye, Thursday is the sacral, Friday is the throat, Saturday is the solar plexus, Sunday is the heart, that's what I've been tuning into for years. And then the Mayan calendar showed me that they do that too. Do I have Mayan roots? I don't know. I know it really resonated. I know it went with everything that I've been teaching my own self. There's no Google that showed me any of these things. It's just inside of me. And everybody thinks like, oh, it's real to give proof. No, it's real to tune into you. If you don't believe the way I believe, that's fine. Each person's reality is their own. It works for me. And if it seems like something that will work for you, let me know. If not, I don't care, right? So you can tell me all day how I'm wrong. I'm still going to keep tuning into me, Chucky. So, each day on the week has a very dominant energy, right? And I just broke them down to you. All of the energy centers are relevant all the time, right? And they're all working simultaneously, right? So as I just explained to you, I did this video yesterday for the root, didn't get to it, got to today's the imagination. Today in the third eye is when I got a lot of the root work done. I got the 528 on, which is the solar plexus. It doesn't make any sense, right? So that's what I mean, like, people are really trying to make sense of my work. I'm trying to make sense of my work. I don't know. Energy is always flowing. Yes. Brian, I don't really follow the Mayan calendar, right? Because I missed my appointment today. I'd miss every fucking appointment if I did. I don't know how. It's very confusing to me. It's very tricky to me. I did follow it for a couple years to try to feel into it. I do believe in the lunar cycles. As I learn how to focus on the cycles of me, I do see how in me staying in alignment with the earth, it's a very cycly thing. I do learn that the people that I work with energetically, we change throughout these lunar cycles, right? And so I don't know if I'm right or I nailed it, right? But I love that you do that. And I would love to hear how you do that and what it does for you, because I really feel into that. A couple of our retreats are lining up with some Mayan things. I'm very excited for that, and I don't know why. There's not really any reason. I haven't found any kind of Mayan things in my life, but it does. It excites me, right? For no reason. So, I'm kind of like a mixer of ancient and modern times. I have to run off a regular schedule. I have to do Monday through Sunday. I have appointments every fucking day of the week, right? And I messed up a lot when I had my head injury, and I'm getting better at all of that. Still mess up sometimes, right? We don't want to let anyone down, right? But we don't want to let ourselves down. Root work is real work. Root work is getting real about the things that bother you about yourself, right? Because a lot of us, we don't be real about it. How are you? I'm good. I'm living the dream. Inside, you're scared of everything, right? And so, yeah, you don't want to give that to everybody, but maybe just a little piece at a time to people that you can trust. Maybe just take a little piece of that at a time and write it down in a notebook. Turn on a frequency. Listen to it for a while. See what it does to you. Write that down. all these crazy things that I'm learning, like the Mayan calendar, like the energy centers, like disease and ease, right? I'm trying to simplify it. Like, I'm trying to be able to bring it to the hood and it be like this super understandable thing. Have I nailed it yet? No. But am I getting closer every day? Yes. And I'm fucking thankful, Today I'm talking to my neighbor. Her daughter's going through some things. The coronavirus is real. I'm like, did she have the coronavirus? She's like, yeah. I'm like, tell her to take oregano oil. It helps. That's something that I've learned along the way. She's like, you know what? That's wild. Her doctor told us that. I'm like, yes. Namaste, bitches. We're fucking integrating, right? And it's not in some so spiritual, I'm dead, raised by a pack of hyenas or shamans. I don't think that, right? I don't think that. I just love to kick up really ancient wisdom in modern day times because it's in our roots. These things that they did in the ancient times, they're in your roots. These things that are going on in the modern times come from our roots. Trying to simplify is just in my heart for the people because it didn't make any sense to me. Even my favorite artist that I can't say her name because it's a really wordy word, right? It's in me. Like the way that her song affects my heart, it's special, right? I don't always want to do root work. I don't always like to do root work. In fact, most of the time, I'm like, fuck this doo-doo in my life, right? Shit. That's how I talk to God. Like, why in the fuck is this doo-doo in my life, and what do I do about it? That's how I do my root work a lot of times, right? I'm getting better, right? I don't always like paperwork. I don't always like appointment making. I don't always like organizing, cleaning it up. And I even say sometimes, I can't wait till I get to the place where I can have an assistant, where I can have a cleaner and an organizer and a cook, right? Because I'm too busy all the time, right? I just want to play and do the things I love. Why can't it be easier? 333. Life is busy. Priorities is root work, right? Make yourself a priority. I know that the whole entire world says, worry about them and help everybody else and give all your money until you're fucking dead, right? But I'm telling you today, make yourself a priority. Make your health a priority. Make your heart a priority. Make the way you feel a priority. If you don't feel good, make it a priority to want to feel better. You're going to find it. The universe, love, energy is going to send you everything you need once you make yourself a priority. It's up to us to ask the questions. We have to take the action. Ask the questions. What is most important to you? Make that a priority in your life. Root work is goals, right? What are your goals? And what kind of actions do you take to get to your goals? My vibrational alignment coaching is all about goals and taking action to our goals. I haven't been doing it in a while, and I've been stirring up around about all kind of different things. It doesn't feel simple enough to me. But it's funny because the hood is firing me up to do it because they're really interested. So thank you to everybody who is interested in energy work, who likes my style. I have no idea how this all happened to me, right? Setting goals. So like right now, my daughter's gone. I'm in my feelings. My hip fucking hurts. My neck fucking hurts, right? So I'm trying to set goals. I'm trying to set goals that I do yoga every single day that True's gone. So far, I'm nailing it, right? Sunday, I did it by myself. Monday, I went to the studio. Tuesday, I went to the studio. Today, I'm doing it by myself. Sometimes I might fall off, and I'm okay, right? I try to challenge myself with my goals. If you are like, I don't know what to set as a goal, what could be a challenge for you? Can it be in your food? Can it be in your home? Can it be in your friends? Can it be in your work? Set these goals for yourself. It's brain, body, spiritual, mental, physical, emotional. That's all of us. Like, as a whole being, I know people say like, oh, we're not healing, we're already whole. A lot of people don't feel like that. the real of it is a lot of people don't feel like that. They're not loving themselves enough, right? So root work is loving yourself, is self-love, right? How good are you at self-love? I fall off a lot. I'm really good at loving other people. I fell off a lot in loving myself. And so a big part for me is not to give love to other people, it's to give love to myself. That's my goal, right? I'm good at giving love. I'm good at helping everybody else. But what do? I do that for myself, right? Okay, think about that. It takes guts to take action in your life. It takes guts to change things. It takes guts to work on the things that are the secrets inside of you. It takes guts to be able to talk to people about it. It takes guts to be able to be vulnerable about it. It takes guts to take action where your ancestors have not. You feel weird. You feel different. You feel like you might let everybody down. You feel like all kind of things, right? I love your fucking guts, man. It takes guts. Namaste, bitches. It takes guts to kick people in the neck energetically whenever their whole Facebook is like, I'm the biggest love and light. I was raised by a whole entire tribe of shamans. And I send love out to everybody except if you trigger me on a Facebook post. It takes guts to want to get your mistakes right. And that's all I'm trying to do, right? I take my mistakes, I take what's uncomfortable for me, and I really ask God to help me try to get it right. You know, money has a lot to do with root work. Money, you know, everything has a root. Your money has a root, your house has a root, your kids are a root, your work is a root, your friendships are a root, your communication is a root, your feelings, your confidence, your love, your voice, your imagination, your connection, everything has a root. We're never gonna sit down with ourselves and not have something to do. You know, my goal through these next 2 months is that, you know, I don't make myself so busy that I just have a lot of time to sit with myself, because I used to do that a lot before I had True. Having True really, you know, put some chaos in my roots. So just know, having kids sometimes is a little chaotic. That's real. It's okay. I love you guys because we're all connected. I don't know, like, the way, right? All I know is that what I've been doing is working. You know, have I reached the pinnacle? No. But I feel better than I did before. My body feels better. My mind feels better. My spirit feels lighter. My emotions feel lighter. And so that's why I share this stuff with you. I don't think I'm better than any of you out here. And believe me, I'll tell you quick, I fuck up a lot of things. For real. You know, and really nothing bothers me as much as when I fuck up with my baby. That's root work. Right? And you can't really fuck up. Just talk to them. You know, this time I finally shared with her, like, I'm sorry that I get a little bit weird when you go with daddies. It's just weird to me. It's weird to me that you're not in my house. It's weird to me that I'm not running around doing all the things that you need to do, and I actually have time to focus on me. It's weird to me that after all of those years of having time to focus on me and then having you for just 9 short years, when you leave, I don't know what to do with myself. I don't eat. I don't sleep right. I fall off. I get depressed. I get weird. I love you and I love her. And, like, you know, our alone time is bringing us closer. You know, our phone conversations have been fucking hysterical. I love her. You know, her being able to spend time with her sisters is just everything to my heart. You know, her dad getting to know her at this age of 9, she's completely different than last year, right? Yeah, he talks to her every day, but, like, being around somebody and talking to him is 2 different things. Cheers to the dads that have to pay attention to these little girls. As a mom, I'm used to it. Her attitude is, like, kind of like mine. But she has definitely her dad in her, thank God, because he's very chill. You know, when you do enough root work, you can really laugh at yourself more. You know, I don't take everything so serious. Everything's not so, if I fuck up, I'm dead, you know? I love you guys, man. Root work isn't just something for special people. Everybody's special and everybody could really benefit from doing it. However you do it. You know, there's no wrong way. You don't have to do it my way. Do it your way. If you need some ideas, message me. I love us because we're all connected. You know, doing root work let me know how really connected we all are. You know, how really the outside is reflecting the inside. And the inside is really going outside. You know, does energy make sense to a lot of people? No. Sometimes it barely makes sense to me, and I've been studying for 17 years. You know, one of my biggest things is disease. You know, why I want people to do root work so bad is because I want them to feel ease where they feel not at ease. And that's what root work helps me do. I don't know. I just want people to feel good. And I know that it's weird. And I love us because we're all connected. You know, and if you have something cool you want to talk about, message me. I love that stuff. If you want to bang up against me, I might kick you in the neck energetically in the name of love, of course. I love us because we're all connected. One love.